What is a crack? Hope you are all having an incredible Christmas. We're going to bounce right into this in a wee second. I just like to give 10 seconds before I do anything in case there's any technical difficulties, and also just to let people on the live join. So, everyone who is coming on, we are currently, again, as per usual, we are live on 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram, and we are live on TikTok. So we're gonna crack right into it because there's a lot of people on the live. One of the most common questions that I hear anyone a lot of people in their 20s actually ask is the question of what will I do with my life? And this happens to absolutely every single young person, and it actually you'll find it comes up a lot more during the holiday season because this is the time where you reflect, this is the time where you ponder. It's a time where you are out of routine, and when you're out of routine, you start to ask these questions about yourself. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you're all good. And thank you for all the Merry Christmases in the chat. But yes, for anyone that just joined, we're talking about the common question that everyone asks themselves, and I've asked myself multiple times, and it is, what will I do with my life? And the thing is, with this, you have to assemble it piece by piece, and you assemble it piece by piece from those little small bits of interest that you have. And don't bullshit me and tell me that, like, you have no interest, because everyone is interested in something small to a degree. And if you're not interested in anything, you're not going to find what you're interested in until you actually start doing different and random things. That's how you find what you're interested in. So, for example, if you right now have nothing that you're interested in, apply for that second job that has nothing to do with the current job that you're in, where you're going to meet new people. Go to that run club. You might meet a very, very interesting person, and that person that you meet could really change your perspective and in turn change your life. A lot of the time, you're just one right relationship away from actually changing your life. Number three, what you could do is just start talking to more people as you go about. Like, put yourself out there. Those small things, that's how you find different things you can be interested in. Try a new sport. If you don't train that often, start training. Go to a new gym. Make that career change. Those small things you do, that's how you find out what you're interested in. One of the things I did randomly was I did charity work. And I don't say this saying I'm some sort of saint. I'm definitely not. But I did charity work where I was literally delivering meals to people in Belfast that were like old. But the driver that I was with, we had really good conversations. And one of the things he actually told me to do was to apply to be an extra. He told me that he was in Game of Thrones, and I thought that was class. And then I applied to be an extra. I ended up being in the background of 2 movies. Am I a movie star? Most definitely not. Far from it. But from doing that, I learned a lot. From doing that, I got out of my comfort zone. And from doing that, I grew my confidence. So, as I said, you build who you are. You answer the question of what will I do with my life from those small little pieces of interest that you have. You build it flipping brick by brick, slowly and surely. And one emotion that I actually want you to lean in on that a lot of people avoid is the emotion of envy. What I mean by envy is they're not the same thing, but it's very linked to jealousy. Whenever you see someone else do something and you get that negative feeling, and it's not a good feeling at all, you get that negative feeling of that person has what I want. Most of the time, you will shy away from that. If you see someone, let's say they're with a really hot girl that you like, or a really hot guy that you like, you will feel envy. If someone has a job or got the job that you want, you'll feel envy. If someone's driving a car that you want to drive, you're going to feel envy. And instead of shying away from envy, actually lean in on it. Leaning in on this is one of the things that could actually answer that questions of what will I do with my life? Because envy is a small sign. Envy is a bit of evidence of what you actually want. And just because you envy someone else, that doesn't mean you envy the full person. If you envy the rock, it doesn't mean you want to be the rock. Don't confuse that, because you would never actually trade their full life for your life, because there's going to be downsides that you don't see. Whenever you see anyone that has what you want, that is successful, there's going to be sides of their life that you would not want to trade. But all we see is the positive sides of someone else's life. And then when it comes to our own life, we only think about the negative sides of our own life. But as I'm saying, if you see someone else that has something that you want and you feel that feeling of envy, that's a sign of what you want. Use that as evidence. Use that to help you answer the question of what will I do with my life, and drill into that specific thing that they have that you feel the envy around. So it could be that this person helps other people, and because of that I feel that feeling of envy when I look at them. It could be that this person is very, very confident, and I want to be able to speak to people and have the public speaking ability that they have. It could be this person sticks up for themselves and they back their own purpose. They have a purpose that they back, that they don't let anyone else go against. And even if you don't fully agree with them, you still respect them for the fact that they're actually able to stick to their message, and they're able to push, and they're able to go for more. There's going to be small things that you envy from other people, so that's really going to help you to answer the question of what will I do with my life, because we all ask that question, and there's nothing wrong with us asking that question. Every young person gets that, but the only way you find out is through taking action, finding out those small things of interest that you like, leaning in on it, backing yourself. And the best thing you can do is believe in yourself. But at the end of the day, you don't have to believe in yourself, because you're not always going to believe in yourself. Sometimes you just need to give some things blind faith, and you need to show up whenever you don't believe in yourself. Like that's the difference. That's what consistency is, when you do it when you don't even feel that motivated to do it. And then the other thing I just want to leave you with is, if you're not feeling any passion, firstly, you don't have to feel passion. Passion's okay. Passion, though, is very self-driven. If I'm passionate about something, that's actually very, very me orientated. That means, okay, I want this because I want this. What I think is a lot more important than passion, and what will get you a lot further than passion, is actual purpose. So passion is me focused. It's what I want. Purpose is, okay, I'm doing this for me. Yes, half of it will be for me, half of it will be to serve other people. If I've got a purpose, what I ideally should have in that purpose is, right, this purpose is to help me, but this purpose is also to help other people. If it's passion, it's always going to be like, right, I'm passionate about this. But at that point, you're just acting on emotions. You're relying on emotions, and you should never just rely on emotions. You need to be able to show up whenever the emotions aren't in line with what you should be doing. You can't just always do what you feel, because if you always do what you feel, if I always did what I felt, I probably wouldn't go to the gym as much as I go to the gym. I probably would be very overweight and very fat if I always did what I felt I wanted to do at the moment. So sometimes you have to ignore those emotions. And that's why I think even having a passion can actually, and just solely being passionate about something isn't always going to serve you. It's also very, very important to have a purpose behind the passion. Remember, passion is self-driven, purpose is yourself plus other people driven. So yes, and whenever you wanna become passionate, or you not even wanna become passionate, or you want to find something that you enjoy, find something that you love, you have to commit to it first. You don't just It doesn't just fall out of the sky. You don't just randomly say, "Oh my god, I love tennis. Oh my god, I love football. Oh my god, I'm into business. Oh my god, I'm good at social media." You have to find it, and you find it by firstly doing more stuff and then committing to it, and then from that, you find what you love. To get a relationship, you have to commit first. You have to commit to a series of dates. You have to then commit to being exclusive with that person. And then you have to actually solely commit to that person by themselves. And that comes from committing. You commit first. A lot of people think, okay, I should just magically love something. And once I find what I love, once I find what I'm passionate about, I will then commit. No, you commit first, and then you learn to love it. And if you don't love it, that's fine, that's okay. Then you can move on. Then you can try the next thing. The same thing with a city. You're not just going to find a city or a place you really enjoy living at, but you commit to the city first. You commit to the new place of living first. And then you find out if you actually love it. You find out after committing. So make sure you commit. And the same goes with yourself. If you're not happy within yourself and you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anyone else? If you haven't committed to yourself, and you're not showing up as the best version of you, and you're not proud of you, and as I keep saying, if you don't love yourself, how are you gonna love anyone else? You're not gonna be great at doing that. So make sure, if you're feeling lost right now, if you do not know what to do, because the purpose of this here live, the name of it is helping you to answer the question, what will I do in my life? Again, I am no expert in anything. I just want to get some ideas flowing. You need to, first of all, make sure you love yourself. First of all, make sure you commit to yourself first. Commit to you. Commit to your own goals. Commit to your own ambition, and commit to your own purpose. Commit to yourself first. Learn to love yourself. And once you've learned to love yourself, it's so much easier to love other people. there's so much more abundance, a lot more opportunities come your way. And before you know it, your life changes. And that question of what will I do with my life disappears because you're so purpose driven that you don't need to think about that question. And yes, sometimes you will have small doubts along the way. Am I doing the right thing? Should I have made this career choice or did this a different way? You will think that, but you keep showing up, you keep committing, you keep learning, and the work works on you more than you work on it. And what I mean by that, it's the wisdom you gain. So even if you committed yourself to a clothing brand for 2 years and the clothing brand dies and fails, you're still going to learn from doing that. So you haven't lost, you've just gained wisdom. It's as simple as that. You've just gained experience points. If you think of life as a game, it becomes a lot more fun. I haven't lost. I haven't fucked up. That relationship I was in for 3 years, I didn't waste my life. It wasn't a waste. There's a car behind me. It's making me really uncomfortable. It's just pulled up beside me. What the fuck? This is so weird. This is very, very weird. There is a car right beside me. I'm actually trying to talk here. I'm really weirded out. And they've just put down the window. I'm really confused. I'm going to put my window down. 2 seconds. This is unexpected.
You know Ethan?
Hello?
You know Ethan?
No, I do not.
No?
No, I don't know Ethan.
Is there a super value here in the fan?
Yeah, it's behind us. It's a Eurosport. It's not a Super Value.
Oh, I guess we're supposed to meet somebody here, but...
Oh, no, I'm not him. I'm not him.
No worries.
I'm on FaceTime here with someone, hence why I'm talking to a screen, in case you think I'm a madman. Here, don't worry, don't worry. Hope you find Ethan. All the best. Holy fuck. That was so funny. Anyone, I need to turn the car off. Anyone who was on the live stream there now, I was basically speaking about like being all motivational and doing a bit of a pep talk, and then a car pulled up beside me, thinking I'm some guy called Ethan. I assume he's meeting his friend Ethan, and yeah, like obviously I'm not Ethan, but that was really, really funny. But we'll get back to what I was talking about because it was just about to wrap up. Where was I? Who can someone in the live please put in where I actually was? Because I'm really, really. I know literally. I don't even know what this is. Ethan. If he knew Ethan, he would know the face. So like he clearly doesn't really know Ethan. It must be a drug deal. I've got no drugs here. I might have some creatine in the back. Like, to be honest. What was I saying? I was saying something that's really, really annoying me now. I was talking about purpose, talking about committing, talking about loving yourself. I'm so annoyed. We've also got like a lot of people in the live. I'm so annoyed, guys. Who was on? What was the point that I was talking about? I missed something. I was on about something, but now it's completely. You still gain experience from wisdom. Yes, thank you. So you still gain. It's gonna come back to me now when I start talking. You still gain the wisdom. Think of life as a game. When you lose, you don't just lose. You gain wisdom. See that relationship that you were in for 3 years that didn't work out. You don't need to beat yourself up. You don't need to say, oh my God, I can't believe I've been in that relationship. I can't believe I wasted my time. She broke up with me. He broke up with me. I had to break up with them. I should have broke up with them earlier. It doesn't matter because you've learned, and you've learned the hard way. And most of the time we actually do have to learn the hard way, unfortunately, because I could say something on this. Someone else could say something on this. Someone could tell me something, but you don't actually learn sometimes you don't actually realize you shouldn't put your hand in the fire until it actually burns. Like I remember my mom, she used to tell me, "Don't touch the the iron. You know the hot iron." She said, "Don't touch the iron." And I used to see it flatten out the clothes. And I was also confused as a child. I was like, "Well, it does no harm to the clothes. What harm is it going to do to me?" And then what did I do? I touched the iron and I got burnt. And then I realized it burnt. But that wasn't a waste. I gained wisdom. And guess what? I haven't touched a hot iron since. So to finish off my point, and then we're going to get into some question answers because I know people were asking questions, but I was just on time, so I couldn't answer them. But I'm going to answer them now. Merry Christmas, everyone, by the way. My last point is whatever it is that you've went through, whatever it is you feel has been a waste, it has not been a waste. So you've gained wisdom. You're good now. Commit to yourself, learn to love yourself, and then focus on learning to like help other people or love other people. And the last point that I want to get across is something I've already said. If you feel envy, do not avoid that emotion. That is a sign of something that you want. That is a sign of where you want to go and where you want to take your life, and dive in right into, right, what am I envious about? Why do I want that? Am I willing to get it? Am I willing to do the work that they did to get it? Yes. Right, and then we go for it. Right. I'm gonna answer some questions and then we are going to wrap up the live. This is some crack. I've actually had some group. This is one of my best lives ever. Just the passion, the fact I'm in a car. Normally I'm in my apartment. The fact I'm in a car, the fact a car pulled up to me thinking I was a drug dealer looking for Ethan. A lot of great things. Any questions, fire in. I'm just gonna go back here and answer some older questions that people have asked me. Okay, so what do you do when you don't know what to do? So I basically answered this question earlier, but you might not have been on. So if you do not know what to do and you're trying to figure out what to do, you need to just try a bunch of different things. You need to, let's say you're working a current job, get it like a wee second side job. Do some charity work. You might meet the right person. You're just one right relationship or meeting one right person away from completely changing your life. You need to just show up. You need to just try. You need to go to a run club. Just say yes to everything. Use the yes method. Just say yes every opportunity that comes your way. Say yes, say yes, say yes. And then from doing that, you will eventually find something that you are interested in. And once you find something you're interested in, then you can lean more into that. And then that's where you're passionate. But again, do not do not fall for the passion trap. You also need a bit of purpose. But yes, that is my answer to that. When you don't know what to do, just say yes to everything until you actually find what you're interested in. Best thing that I ever did, and it had such an impact on me. It was incredible. So do that, and once you do find what you are interested in and you decide to go all in, that's where you can't just keep saying yes to everything because you only have so much time. That's when you have to start saying no. Like for example, I used to say yes to everything, every coffee meetup, every night out, every opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. Now I need to be a lot more selective with my time because I found what I'm interested in. I found my purpose. I'm now running a business. I'm now doing a big event now coming up. So I need to be very, very careful with my time because I want to make this the best event ever. I want to build my business up the way to and compete. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to do that, then I can't just say yes to every single thing that's going to take my time, my energy, because all of that is limited. So yes, but for now, if you don't know what you want to do, say yes to everything. Once you find what you want to do, say no to everything besides that. That's the most simple life advice I can give here. And again, folks, I am no expert at life. I am no messiah. I'm no saint. I'm no guru. Everything you hear from me is from my own experience with clients, my own experience from learning, my own experience from investing it in myself. And I don't have all the answers, but I hope to just give someone a bit of inspiration that could be the catalyst that changes their life. But everything I said, take it with a pinch of salt. It may not be applicable. Okay. Any other questions? Let me know, folks. I'm just going through the older ones and we will wrap up once I've got through all the questions. So if you have a question, shoot it off now. By the way, we're live on 3 platforms in case anyone's wondering. He's like, why is no one answering a question when it's not even in the chat? It'll be in a different chat. Leaving your corporate job was so courageous, bro. Kudos, man. Brother, at the end of the day, yes, it was it was a bit scary because you don't know what's going to come. You don't know what to expect. But at the end of the day, like me staying in that job and trying to balance out growing the business that I wanted to grow, having the other second job, because I actually left 2 jobs around that time. That is also scary because before I would know it, I would have been my business wouldn't have grew in the way I wanted to, and I would always have thought, what if I left my job? What if I went all in? What if I actually backed myself? I would have always thought that, and that's also scary. So yes, it is scary to make a big change, to leave that job, to ask that person out, but it's also scary not to do it because there's that pain of regret. Oh my God, I could have did this. I could have went all in when I was a young pup. I could have when I was at the point where I had the most energy in my life, I didn't give my goals, I didn't give my life my absolute all. That's also scary. So like, yes, you can do the easy thing. That's scary, yes, but you can also not do the easy thing, and that's also scary because you didn't get the outcome that you wanted to get. Any other questions, folks? Fire away, and then we're going to wrap up in the next few minutes. I want to confidence. What is a good way to start? Easiest way to build up your confidence is to make small promises to yourself and then keep them. Simple as that. So, what you need to do is tell yourself tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up at 8 a.m. and get up at 8 a.m. Don't sleep in. The next day, I'm going to go for a run at 12 o'clock. Go for a run at 12 o'clock. The next day, I'm going to track my food because you might be on a fat loss journey. It depends what your goal is too. I'm going to track my food. Track your food. Follow it. Keep making small promises to yourself. Keep keeping those small promises to yourself. And before you know it, you gain confidence. You gain trust in yourself. The people that are least confident are the people who kept making huge promises themselves and they didn't keep those promises. So now you need to inverse that. Now you need to do the exact opposite. And don't make promises too big. Don't say, I'm going to start this massive thing. I'm going to run a marathon while also doing a high rocks, while also hitting the gym 4 days a week and gaining the most muscle I've ever gained. Because guess what? You're not going to fall through that. And then you're going to feel like a failure. And when a lot of people feel like a failure, then give up. So start small, build up. That is the best way to gain confidence. Hope that helps. Let me know if it does. Emmett, don't have to answer, but when was the last time you were in a relationship and what happened? Okay, so we're getting very, very personal here. And I make these lives so I can like be as open and honest as I possibly can because that's one of my core values. So of course I'll answer that question for you. To be honest, me myself, I have never been in a proper sit down boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. And the reason being is because I don't believe that I should commit to anyone if I don't feel like I can stay with them. How many times have you seen someone get in a relationship just because they felt a bit afraid, just because they wanted to basically plug a hole? And I don't mean actually physically, like I know, excuse the pun, but like plug a hole in their life to fill a gap in their life. How many people do you know that they just need a relationship because it's like, right, it makes me feel good that I actually have someone in my corner. For me, it's been the opposite. I feel like if I have a relationship, it's going to take away from different things. And I'm not against it. I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I would never say, and a lot of people say, are you out looking for a relationship? Of course, I'm not out looking for a relationship. No, but if it comes, it comes. Like, it's not like, right, I'm going to turn on this tap and like everyone's going to come flooding in. It's just a case of I'm going to go about my day-to-day life. I'm going to focus on building up me, going to focus on building up my business, focus on social media, focus on being the best version of me. And if they come during that time. If they don't, they don't during that time. Simple as that. So yeah, thank you for the question. Like, thank you so much. MT has asked, do you read a lot of books, Owen? You're so knowledgeable and insightful, bro. Happy Christmas. Thank you very much. What a great compliment. I said confidence. What a great compliment. So the way I learn is I have multiple different ways of learning. So I invest in a lot of different mentors. So I have like a social media mentor. I have a business mentor. I have a mindset coach, and I actually have like then an actual bodybuilding coach. So I have multiple different mentors. So then whenever I have a question, I can just get like a hyper focused response from each. I also join all the group calls and those mentorships, and then I'm learning whenever someone else asks a question. That's why it's good to actually come onto these, because if someone else asks a question, I just listen to the answer and then I gain wisdom. Like, a lot of people would say, why would I go on a call if I don't have a question? Or why would I listen to someone else ask a question if I don't have a question? I believe it's very important to do that because you gain wisdom. You learn how someone else has coached. So I've just learned from a lot of different people how they've coached, how they've mentored, all the good stuff, and also from the bad stuff. It's very important to learn from bad mentors, anti-mentors, because you will then see what they do wrong and then you can correct them. Like, in the past, I've had quote unquote not very bad coaches, but in the past I've had coaches that I feel haven't been the best and haven't provided the best service. And that's actually helped me because it in turn it's allowed me to be able to level up my own service. So yes, but I also do read books, I also do listen to podcasts. But the biggest thing I find is from investing in myself, because whenever I hire a mentor, of course I'm going to listen to what they say. If I hire a fitness coach and they tell me, eat this, do this, I'm going to do as they say, and then I'm going to get that result because of the fact that I've paid. It's going to automatically hold me accountable. It's going to force me then to learn. Whereas, you know yourself, you can get all the good information for free, but a lot of the time there's too much information and you're not going to follow it all. So yes, that is what I do. Any other questions, folks? Fire away. I'm just getting back to the bottom of the TikTok questions. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok here. Any questions, shoot away. And if not, we can wrap this up, but I'll just answer all the questions until they're all done. So yeah, and what's your top 3 goals for Dialed In 2026? So for anyone that doesn't know what Dialed In is, it is my coaching business. And what are my top 3 goals? So the first one is for the events. The events aren't just for dialed in. So I'm doing an event Catalyst on the 10th of January 2026. So literally in like about 2 weeks. And my goal for that is just to make it the absolute best event ever. I'm not the only one speaking on it. There's other speakers. I want the day experience to be 10 out of 10. I want people coming out of that saying that it is the best event ever. I want people coming out of that saying that they have absolutely changed their life, that it's changed their perspective, and it has been the catalyst that in turn has got them to the direction that they want to go to. Obviously, is it going to solve all your life problems? No. But what it needs to be is the catalyst that then brings someone to the next step. I want it to be the next step on everyone's journey of self growth. So that's number one. Number two, I want to just repeat what I did last year. I just want to keep banging out great results. Like if you go on my Instagram, go on the dialed in page, you'll see the results that I've churned out here last year. I just want to keep that going. Like there's no big changes. Like everything's going right in that way. So I just want to keep that going. I want to keep building success stories and helping people to be the absolute best version of them. And number three, actually, this is a funny one. So I found from coaching that I learn a lot myself. I gain a lot of knowledge myself. So just keep upping my own knowledge as a coach, and being able to help people. Like now I've got different clients that don't just come to me for fitness. They come to me for mindset. They come to me for like social media as well. So just keep that going because I love solving new challenges. I love helping people with new things that I haven't helped them with, but helping them with things that I've struggled with myself. I think that is the most fulfilling thing ever. So yes, that is my answer to that. Owen, big fan of yours. Dwayne, love you, Dwayne. But Owen, big fan of yours. Can you shout out my friend England? Mike Hawk. Thanks, love your content. Mike Hawk. Okay, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. But you know, I don't really care. So we've got another question. Did you go back to the corporate job? No, I did not go back to the corporate job. Been out of it a year and 3 months, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. We've got an event coming up, huge event with over 100 people in the room. Really excited for that. Coaching clients, and yeah, like I no plan to go back to corporate really for the rest of my life. Not the corporate shit. I would never say corporate's like horrible because I've done it myself. I actually enjoyed corporate. Like I thought it was decent. There was a lot of benefits in corporate that I don't get now. And weekends is one of them because when you're building a business and you're going all in and you're trying to compete and you're trying to change all these people's lives, sometimes weekends are going to be sacrificed. Like that's just it. When you're also trying to grow your social media following, you're doing all these things. You're keeping yourself in shape. Like there's a lot more to do. There is a lot more to do. There's a lot more pressure, but I thrive off that and like I live off that. Like I really enjoy it. So, yes. Thoughts on the new personal trainer Willie B Hardigan on the Armour Road? No idea who he is. So I cannot comment on that. Right, we've got 10 people across the two lives. The 10 people that are on this, we've just talked about self-growth, self-improvement, and personal development, answering, or not, no, not even answering, but just throwing about a few ideas on the question of what will I do in my life. If you do have any questions, fire it off now because I'm going to end this. But basically, what we were saying is that if you do not know what to do in your life, you need to firstly start doing as many things as you can. And what I mean by that is take as many different opportunities, go to different run clubs, go to different places you can meet people. If you don't train, start training, start changing yourself, get a second job, just so many different opportunities to meet new people because you're only just one right relationship away from changing your life. From everything that you do, the small things that you're interested in, then lean in on that. And if you feel also the emotion of envy, use that emotion. Stop shying away from the emotion of envy. Envy is a sign that someone is something that you want. It's a sign and it's a clue of what way you want to take your life. So if you feel envy, of course, it's not a great emotion. Like you kind of feel shit whenever you feel envious of someone else, whenever you feel jealous of someone else. It doesn't feel that good. But if you actually just look at it as it is and look at it from black and white and stop looking at it from an emotional perspective and you say, okay, I'm envious of The Rock. Why am I envious of The Rock? And you're not just envious of the person. A lot of us will be blinded by that. What am I envious about him? Is it the money? Is it the cars he drives? Is it his confidence? And whatever you find out is you're envious about, then you can work on that. So is it okay? The Rock's very confident. I'm going to improve my confidence. The Rock's got a great physique. I'm going to improve my physique. And then once you find out what you want to do, that's when you break down an action plan of how to get it right. How do I improve my physique? Okay, I'm going to train 3 days a week. I'm going to do a structured plan. I'm going to eat right and I'm going to track my steps. I'm going to do that. Or if it's okay, if The Rock's confident, I want to become more confident. Okay, I'm going to go to a run club and I'm going to speak to every single person that I come across. And I know it's uncomfortable. I know I don't like speaking to people, but that thing outside of my comfort zone is going to build me up. So do that. That is what I would say. We've got James saying, Happy Christmas, McGinn. Looking forward to the 10th. James, looking forward to it. For anyone that doesn't know, James is coming to the Catalyst event on January 10th. It is a live event I'm running. I'm not the only speaker. We've got 4 other speakers based in Belfast that are going to be speaking at it. If anyone does want to hear more about it, the link is in my bio. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't just want this to be a big, massive sales pitch for the event. I want to actually provide value on these as well. But James, can't wait to see you at the event. It's going to be class. And Big Joe going down, especially in karaoke. We're doing karaoke after it. We have got a question in. So the question is, what's your biggest takeaway / lesson from the year? What an incredible question. Like, actually, thank you so much for that question, because that's something I've never been asked, and it's something that's really good to reflect on. I probably should have already reflected on it myself. Biggest takeaway from this year is, I would say, understanding that life is one big insignificant road trip. And what I mean by that is, in life, we will look at it very personally. This is before you look at it as a road trip, but naturally we all look at life as very, very personally. If someone breaks up with us, we take it so personally. If some friend doesn't text us or they walk out of our life, we take it personally. If something doesn't go our way, we take it so personal. And we just take it, we are so emotional and caught up about it. But what I've actually found is, if you think of life as a road trip, you walk out of your house, you have a destination, a rough destination in mind, or some people don't actually know their exact destination. That's fine. You just drive and you might actually find out, okay, I want to go this way. You might speak to someone, oh, I want to go this way. You get in the car. Some people will leave the car. Some people will want let out. And that's fine. If people walk out of your life, that's completely fine, because you're on a fucking road trip. You're on this incredible trip, this incredible journey, which is, it obviously is reflective of self-growth, but you're on this incredible journey. And if they walk out of your life, it's their loss. You focus on you. And during the journey, there are going to be roundabouts. There's going to be shit in the way. There are going to be bumps in the road. Your tire might pop. Something shit might happen in your car. You might need to stop and get an MOT. You might need to stop and take a break and stay at a motel. But the main thing is you need to enjoy it, because you're on a road trip. Enjoy it. And understand this, you chose this road trip. At any point, you can choose to turn back around and go back home. And that gives you so much peace, because a lot of the time we can really hype up how significant our life is and how significant a challenge is or a problem is, or how we feel about something, or I can't believe they said this about me, or I can't believe I did that, I'm so embarrassed. But at the end of the day, no one cares. It's a flipping road trip. And guess what? The road wasn't built for you. The road was built for maybe people like you to go on it, to drive and to enjoy your journey, but it wasn't built for you. So look at life as a road trip. Stop getting caught up in the emotions. Don't get pissed off there's a roundabout. There's a roundabout for a reason. It's there for a reason. It's there. It's part of the journey. The cliffs, the bumps, that is all part of it. That is all fine. Accept it, embrace it, and use it. Because if the roundabout wasn't there, if the bumps in the road weren't there, everyone would be in this road trip, and then there would be a bunch of traffic, and you wouldn't actually want to do the road trip. So see that as well as your life, as your journey of self-growth, as your journey in business, your journey in social media, your journey in the corporate ladder, whatever it is that you do, it's a road trip. Enjoy it. Enjoy the valleys, enjoy the mountains, enjoy the sightseeing, enjoy getting off at the zoo and looking at animals and looking at fucking giraffes. Enjoy it. Enjoy every bit of it. And that's the best thing I've learned about this, because if I ever do get upset about something, or something doesn't go my way in business, or something doesn't go my way with social media, I just look at it as, I'm on a road trip. I need to shut up and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is the best thing, the number one best thing that I've learned from this year. And I've learned myself, I feel like I've learned a lot of things this year, because there's a lot of things I've done for the first time ever. It's been a very, very exciting year. I'm very, very excited for this next year. So yeah, we are going to finish off the final few questions, and then we're going to wrap up. Some people on TikTok are getting very, very weird. But you know, it is expected. So Emmett, mate, I'm 17 now. Any chance I can go to the run / hike club? Really would love to. Nearly 18. Yeah, brother, like, no stress. just show up. Just make sure you're not fucking about. Simple as that. But yeah, no, of course you can come to the hike club. I do a hike club. If anyone does want to go to the hike club, just shoot me a message on either TikTok or Instagram, and I'll get you sorted on the WhatsApp group, and then I'll let you know when the next one's going to be. But yeah, there's no stress on that. There's no stress on that. If you can drive yourself there, then feel free to come. You know what I mean? Door is open. Okay, we have got everything answered, I believe. Let me check Instagram, and then I'll check YouTube. Okay, all messages on Instagram have been answered. If anyone does have any questions, fire it in now before I go. All questions on TikTok have been answered. If anyone has any questions on TikTok, you have a few minutes left. And YouTube, there are no questions on YouTube, but we've got some in from TikTok and Instagram, and we've answered them all. So last few minutes, I've got one last question, and if anyone does have another question, ask it now, and then I'm going to hang this all up. But Libby has asked a question. It's not really to do with what I've been talking about, but like it's a fair enough question. Do you love Jesus? Personally, and this is why so many people in the live right now when I'm answering this. Personally, for me, here's my thoughts about religion. And again, this is something like it's almost like, right, do I want to answer this? Do I want to not? Because some people take it the wrong way. But see, for me, with religion, I would not say that I am completely religious or completely following like Christian. And my reason behind it is just because I probably haven't got enough life experience. And there might be a time in 10 years' time where I do learn something or something does happen to me, or I do gain more wisdom where I'm like, right, I completely believe God to be real or Jesus to be the Lord Savior. Um, but just at the moment, like it's for me, it's like I just look at everything as I'm not intelligent enough to answer that question. That is my answer. I am not smart enough to answer the question, is God real? I am an insignificant. I am a random human being, a random speck on this massive earth. And my brain, and I think most humans' brains, their brains aren't actually smart enough to understand this concept of what has happened hundreds of years ago or how we were built and answer these questions. It's almost like if you went to an ant and you asked the ant, why are you on my property? This is my private property. Get off. The ant isn't going to listen to you. And even if the ant could hear you, it's not going to understand what you mean. And the ant doesn't have the intelligence for that. The ant doesn't have the intelligence to understand. Let's say I built a house and the ant was walking around that house and it sees me and I shout out, I am the homeowner. The ant does not know that I am the homeowner because it's not intelligent enough to actually take that on. And that's actually my personal belief when it comes to religion. I'm not intelligent enough to actually know if there was a God or if it's an evolution. I don't know that. And there's actually no way at the moment for me to know. All of it is belief. You either believe in evolution or you believe in religion. And it depends really what religion you believe in too. But for me personally, it is, and that's it. It's faith. That's the whole concept of faith. Faith is belief. You're never going to know. So I have complete and utmost respect for anyone who is religious in any religion. I also have respect for anyone that doesn't follow religion, anyone that's agnostic or atheist. I have complete and utmost respect for them. For me personally, I just believe as a human, I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not calling myself an idiot. I'm just saying humans aren't intelligent enough to know if there is a God or not. That's why we need to believe. That's why we need to call faith, because we don't know. And I don't know. That is my answer. That's the most complicated way of saying I don't know ever. Faith is about not knowing, though it's believing in the unknown. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So for me, that's my answer, and we'll leave it at that. We have no questions left, folks. We are going to call it there. The turnout in this live has been absolutely crazy. It actually has been the best turnout I've ever got. We're on 3 platforms right now. So we're on TikTok on one phone, Instagram on one phone, YouTube on the other phone. And yeah, like we've had consistently like a lot of people on throughout the whole thing. So thank you so much to anyone that came on. For anyone that does want a bit more, just make sure that you're following me on either Instagram or TikTok. I'm also running an event here January 10th in Belfast Castle called Catalyst. If you do want more information on that, you can send me a message. I'll get back to it personally. Might just take me a few days. Or if you just want to go on and take a look yourself, the link to the website for the event is at the top on my bio on any of my pages, and there's like a video explaining what the event is actually about. It is a self-growth event if anyone is interested. And yeah, we are gonna wrap things up there. So we're actually gonna hang up YouTube first. We're gonna do this one at a time. YouTube, thank you so much. We've actually got a viewer on. Thank you, viewer on YouTube. YouTube